and nothing really matters anymore. But when I ask her what she needs, she says I ought to know. Kenny says she's made arrangements for me in the sand. Kenny says she wants me with her down in Candyland.
Hey guys, this is Dwayne with Castlesandattics, and we're going to do a little buying and education, but we're going to have some fun with this one. We're going to talk about the same story in two different outcomes. Follow me. Let's go back 13 years ago or so. I'm newly married, I'm out buying junk, calling it antiques, and somebody says, you know what, Dwayne, you ought to look for large speakers. I hear they're valuable. Okay, I'll do that. So one day I do buy one. I buy a really large speaker at an auction for $5. And I put it in my hatchback and I drive it home and I shove it up the yard into the back door of the condo and it sits right in the dining room. And my beloved bride says, well, what are you going to do with that? I'm like, well, I want to sell it. And it sat there and it sat there and then it grew a doily and then it grew a plant on the doily and it sat there. And finally my lovely said, get that out of my house. So I proceeded to think, how am I going to do this? So what I did was took Polaroid pictures of a large speaker, scanned them, and listed them on eBay. That's how we used to do it. Remember when it used to go, you know, that's what we did. So we posted those images, went to bed, woke up the next day, and I had emails. I'd buy that speaker for $700. I'd buy that speaker for $800. I'm telling my wife, honey, look at all this money we've been offered. What do I do? What do I do? So I think about it. Deny everybody. Finally some guy says, I'll give you $1,400 for it. Pay for shipping. I'll send you a certified check and I'll overnight it to you. Okay, I'll take it. Sold. So I sell it. And I proceed to wrap it up, ship it out. And then I go and tell my friend Pat, who owned an audio store at the time. Pat, guess what happened? I bought a big Altec speaker and I sold it for $1,400. He said, well, Dwayne, I would have gave you $2,000 for it and I would have sold it for $3,000, maybe $3,500. Really? Oh. So it dawned on me, wow, I'm not going to sell anything early anymore, ever. And that was what people used to do. They used to write you all the time and you used to just drop stuff, or you used to be wise enough to say, no, I'm going to let it ride, and sure enough, at the very end, it would skyrocket past everything they offered you, and you were rich. Well, let's fast forward to a few weeks ago, where I, by chance, bought a Chinese item for $25. And I know this item fairly well. I know that certain ones could be worth $15,000 to $20,000. This particular one, I thought was worth $5,000 to $8,000. if it was completely mint. But my $25, I'm ecstatic. So I go ahead and list it online for $200. Go to sleep, wake up, and guess what? Somebody has offered me $800 for it. And then there's a similar item that they've offered me money for both of them, $1,100. And I'm kind of like, ooh, wow. So they're kind of peaked because I started it low. Now I expected it to bring $1,000 or $1,500 because of condition issues. I didn't expect it to do $4,000 or $5,000. So we deny. And then I get a request after that and says, I'll give you $2,000 for it. So at that point I had two other offers on the table as well that I had not yet denied. And I wrote those people and said, look, I've been offered $2,000. I'm going to end the auction. And no one responded. That person proceeded to write again and said, is my offer still good? And in this case, guess what I did? I sold it. I didn't let it go. Now, I bring you forward because which answer's right? Well, at the time, neither of them were wrong. Both were right for me. I learned my lesson the first time to let things go. And the second time, I learned when to sell them. I know that I'm right. I know that $2,000 may have not been every penny. There may have been a little bit more. But I know this item well enough to know it wasn't going to bring more than that. And if it did, it was a fluke. And if it brought $1,500, well, what was I supposed to do? Take my loss? My $2,000 was cash, on hand, pay the bills, no concern, sail over, no returns, in the bank. And I took it. And I just saw last night where an item brought $4,500 that was similar to it. And it wasn't in the same condition as mine. Mine was far worse. So, I don't know. I'm pretty content. I'm pretty content. I think, you know, I guess we all run into these scenarios. And we've all thought, no, I'm going to let it go. I'm going to let it go. Well, I'm going to tell you, sometimes it isn't going to hurt you. It isn't going to hurt you if you know there's another one out there and you know that's what it's like and you've done your research and you're pretty sure. And you know what? Cash in hand goes a long way. I've had to do some fast sales before to get cash in hand. Goes down the line. You know, he who holds it last makes the least. So, I don't know what your scenario was. I don't know how you've played those things out, but I'm sure you could relate, and I'm sure you've been drawn out the same ways. And I thought I'd just share my experiences with you. So thanks for listening, guys. Till we meet again, keep a song in your heart.